G'day guys, it's your Power Gojo Nico here, and in today's video I'm going to predict the 2023 AFL Preliminary Finals. Let's get into it. So yes, the first preliminary final is this Friday night. As I'm recording this, it is Friday afternoon. It is between Collingwood and the Great Western Sydney Giants. Now Collingwood, they got the week off after their pretty good win in the qualifying final against Melbourne by a couple of goals, while the Giants, they're coming off a really good win in their semi-final game against Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. Pretty convincing, mind you. And the week before, they did knock off the Saints in the elimination final. So yeah, in terms of the changes for Collingwood, Taylor Adams is out with a hamstring injury. Will hurt, but they get the man, the myth, the legend, Nicholas Dacos back. So that's absolutely massive. And Collingwood's team just got a little bit better. And this game will be at the MCG in front of 95,000 people, and 95% of them or more will be Collingwood fans. That's a guarantee. Now for the Giants, no change to them. Steady lineup, very steady lineup. A lot of their players were outstanding last week. Stephen Caniglio, he was back because he missed the St Kilda game with an eye injury. So he was back, 2 goals, 30 disposals. Absolutely brilliant. And the Giants midfield towered Port Adelaide's midfield. Like, it was like men against boys. It was just like a clinic from the Giants midfielders. So Collingwood are going to have to work cut out a little. And Collingwood's midfield is a little more capable than Port Adelaide, mind you. But it's going to be an interesting battle in the midfield with your Caniglios and Tom Greens and your Josh Kellys up against your Nick Dacoses, Jordan De Goey's, and your Jack Chris and Scott Pendlebury's. It's just going to be riveting. Absolutely riveting. Collingwood have been the best team all year. And they are deserving favourites to go into the grand final. So, well, deserving, you know. Well, they are the favourites, you know what I mean. So, it's going to be a really tough task for the Giants. They are coming off a 6-day break. So, will that hurt them? But the Giants have played at the most venues this year, so I don't think the MCG will faze them too much, considering they only won there a couple of weeks ago as well. So they have no demons at the MCG, and they're just going to embrace the underdog mentality of the Giants. So yeah, I think the battle that I'm looking forward to the most is Toby Green. Who will get Toby Green? Will it be Braden Maynard or Isaac Quainer? Two of Collingwood's best lockdown defenders. I think it'll be Braden Maynard, honestly, just because, you know, the toughness that he brings, you know, the competitiveness that matches Toby Green's, you know, and the fire in Braden Maynard can match with the fire in Toby Green. Two competitors, and two of the best competitors in the competition, so that will be interesting. They both play very similar game styles, you know, high handball, you know, love to take the corridor on, punish teams a lot off turnover, very good scoring, can score really quick. But I think I'm going to go with Collingwood. As much as I hate to say it, I want the Giants to win, but I have to go with Collingwood. I just think, you know, they've been the best team all year. You know, they've had that weeks off, and I just think they're a little more talented across the board. Well, I don't know across the board, but I trust their system and Craig McRae and their system a little bit more. So Collingwood by 20 points. Now we move on to the second preliminary final between Brisbane and the Carlton Football Club. What a back half of the year Carlton have had, man. Just like, they were 15th after like round 14 or something. They were like in the dwells. They were in like the bottom, you know, the bottom regions of the ladder. They were in the pits halfway through the year, and then they've just won 12 of their last 13 or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. And what a win last week, one of the games of the year against Melbourne at the MCG. They took advantage of Melbourne's poor kicking in front of goal, and, you know, played one of the games of their lives, man. They were just absolutely courageous, and they hung in there. But this is, while they did win their elimination final against Sydney and their semi-final against Melbourne, which were great wins to get them to this spot, Brisbane at the Gabba is a different beast, because Brisbane have not lost to the Gabba all year. They're 13-0, and they are got the best forward line in the competition and the most potent offense in the competition. They're just absolutely deadly. So I think Carlton were really good in both games. They're going to have to play even better to knock off the Lions at the Gabba. It's just going to be a monumental task. Brisbane in their qualifying final, destroyed Port Adelaide, especially in that second half. They just, like, you know, made Port Adelaide very silly. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Carlton can, you know, stand up to, you know, the Gabatoire and just, like, yeah, match it with Brisbane, especially offensively, because I think what's going to be the difference is that, you know, how efficient are both teams going inside 50, because Brisbane are pretty efficient going inside 50, Carlton not as much, you know. Charlie Curnow hasn't had a great, you know, 2 finals. He's only kicked 2 goals overall in the first 2 finals, so he hasn't been quite his usual self. But Carlton will get some crucial ins with Harry Mackay and Jack Martin coming back. Absolutely massive ins. You know, that will help free up Curnow. So, well, that's massive. Also, Jordan Boyd's in, so he's like a lockdown defender. And Carlton have dropped 4 players. Matthew Kennedy, David Cunningham, and the really surprising ones of Matthew Owies and Brody Kemp. Brody Kemp, key defender. Matthew Owies, small forward. Energetic small forward, mind you. The big out for Brisbane is Jack Payne. And and for context, he's a massive out because he's been a wall this year in the Brisbane backline. You know, he's been a lockdown defender. He takes the opposition's best key forward to let the All-Australian Harris Andrews, you know, roam do his thing and take intercepts. But with no Jack Payne, that's going to be a little bit harder. And Jack Payne did the job on Charlie Curnow. He only kept Curnow to 1 goal and 10 disposals the last time these 2 teams met, which was round 8 this year at Marvel, staying with Brisbane got the chocolates. So Darcy Gardner comes in, and he's an okay player, but he by no means is Jack Payne. So will Curnow get off the chain? We'll see about that. I'm pretty confident he'll kick more than 1 goal. So yeah, let's see what happens there. The midfield battle's going to be absolutely massive. Carlton really need to win the midfield battle, because if Brisbane get enough entry forward, they're going to kick a winning score. Carlton's defence is great, but I don't know if they can hold up the powerful Brisbane forward line, especially their smalls like Charlie Cameron, Zach Bailey and whatnot. So I think Brisbane win. I hope Brisbane win. I've put money on them to make the grand final, so they better not let me down. And I think a lot of Australia wants Brisbane to win. So for the rest of the country, Brisbane, please don't stuff this up. So I'm going to go with the Lions by, I'm going to say 15 points. I think Carlton will keep it close, but I think Brisbane will just have a little bit too much firepower in that forward line for Carlton to keep up with. So yeah, that's my prelim final predictions, everyone. Put yours in the comments if you even watched this video. So yeah, it's going to be a cracking, you know, prelim finals, which starts in only a couple of hours by the time this video is up. So yeah, go Footy, and a spot in the grand final is up for grabs in these 2 games. Anyways, catch you guys later. There'll be more videos coming out the rest of the month. Don't you worry about that. I am back, baby. And cheers.